So today we are here for a quick bit about our new reporting system and the transition move to the new system. And our agenda, we're going to start off with a real quick little welcome and BEETS update from me. And then Jen Mank, my partner in this change management for customers, is going to talk in more detail regarding what to expect while we transition from IS 2.0 to BEETS, how we're going to support you in the transition, and a little bit more about the training that will be held closer to launch. Then we will have time, a good amount of time for Q&A, so we can hopefully answer all your questions and end with a brief discussion on next steps. All right, and Jen, if you can kind of keep your eye on the chat, please let me know if I missed anything. So the first thing we wanted to do is start off with a little bit about our BEETS soft launch. So we have approximately 25 customers that have joined us along the way in getting BEETS rolling. They have given up the opportunity to report in IS2 to take the dive into BEETS a little bit early. They're part of our what's called utility focus group for BEETS and have been going through the testing and setup of the system with us. And as of the beginning of October, it looks like someone had a problem with audio. I'm not sure if others have that problem. I know we have us folks muted, but I believe folks can still hear me. So that might be on your end. Hold on. So Rita said she can barely hear me. Are there others that are having a hard time hearing me? Okay. I don't know. I might turn up my volume just a little bit, just in case. Okay, folks are saying they can hear fine. I'll just in case. Okay, I have maximized my AirPods. Okay, so as I was saying, we've had, as of just this past Friday, 18 utilities do their reporting solely in BEETS across 7 different programs. Almost 1,000 applications, and when we say applications, that includes the UES line items, non-residential lighting calculators, a custom project or two, and a few other programs. And in that process, almost 600 measures have been approved through compliance review. And you can see that pretty large number of energy savings and projected EEI payments that have been processed to date. And I can even add to this that as of this morning, one of the customers has actually been paid. So the invoice went through, and that utility is receiving their payment today. So the soft launch is going pretty well so far. Now, as for the rest of customers and the updates and timing, we do have our upcoming date of November 3rd to report in BEETS. And, you know, part of this decision to move forward with that date came out of seeing the soft launch be successful. Had we not seen success there, we may have had to rethink that, but knowing that it has been successful and we believe we can do the same with the majority of you as we get into mid-November, we are going forward with that end of life for IS 2.0 with the last reporting of November 3rd. Then there'll be a brief reporting kind of hold time and for us to close out and all the COTRs to do their reviews in IS2 and approve everything and then finalize everyone's budgets at current state and put that into BEETS with a full launch target of November 16th. During that time, there will also be, and more details are coming further in the presentation, some virtual instructor-led demo trainings, followed by drop-in office hours, as well as one-on-one support from ears and the systems team as we move into November, December, and beyond. So we're here today. We know we have a number of folks that are looking forward to getting in the system as soon as possible and others who feel they can wait. But this is the planned rollout and timing. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jen. Jen?
Okay, thank you, Melissa. My name is Jen Mank, and as Melissa said, I am her partner.
Jen, your volume is a little loud, at least for me. Maybe that's just me. I'll just turn my AirPods down.
Won't be the first time I've been told to quiet down.
There we go. That's good.
A little
Thank
better,
you.
Melissa?
That's better. That's better. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yes, as Melissa stated, I am the change manager that was brought on by BPA to help you all through the transition. I've met quite a few of you on other meetings, but me being on is also just demonstrating the investment that BPA has placed in making sure that you all have a very smooth training and transition process to BEETS. So, we're acknowledging we have received some questions and a few fair concerns about the timelines. Hey, we're about a month away. I haven't seen any training invites come in, but I am happy to sort of announce today that we are demonstrating and communicating a very deliberate and purposeful shift out of learnings that we've had from the soft launch to away from having sort of large group training sessions, training everybody ahead of time, and shifting instead to a more on-demand model, providing more personal and timely support for you all, taking your different reporting cadences and learning needs into consideration. So Melissa, you can go to the next slide. This is just to sort of demonstrate all of the support resources that are available to you all. So it's going to be a combination of facilitated opportunities. So we will have those instructor virtual training sessions available, but also, more one-on-one time with having drop-in office hours. This was something we rolled out with a soft launch, found it very successful. This is time where you have BEETS experts on the phone answering questions, walking through initial submittals, and just really an opportunity for you to work with the project team when you do those first reportings. You will also have access to on-demand resources. So, we've talked about this before, but this is going to be step-by-step training guides for people who learn by reading and taking their time. There will also be on-demand videos showing you how to work within the system. But most importantly, I think for all of you, is that we have really ramped up the ear training and support that you all will have through this transition. So, the ears right now, whether or not they're happy about it, they're going through a BEETS boot camp and they're doing great, and we will get them up to a very good level of expertise within the system. So they will be able to sort of answer some initial questions, but also they will have access to direct you to the right resources should additional help be needed. So we're really trying to provide you with multiple channels and as much support as possible, and the intention is for us to help you along the way through this transition now and all the way through January in particular. Melissa, can you go to the next slide? There we go. Okay, so what does this mean for you before go live? So we have, like I said, about a month ahead of go live. So as Melissa mentioned, all IS 2.0 reporting must be completed by November 3rd. Now, this doesn't mean you need to get your reporting in by November 3rd. What this means is that if you have things that are urgent or time sensitive, we're asking that you get it in before that deadline. And otherwise, if you have a little bit more time and flexibility, you're welcome to wait on that and report through BEETS. Custom projects have come up as a question. If you have approved completion reports, we do request that you invoice those through IS 2.0, and your ESIPs and CSEs will be on hand to support you through that. Looking at this deadline, I know it's a little tight for some people. We do ask if you have any concerns around this, feel free to reach out to your ears and we can work on ways to support you through it or find different accommodations. So please do not hesitate if these timelines are too tight to reach out. As Melissa said, after go live, there will be a 2-week period, a blackout period where no reporting will be accepted. And this is just to give us some transition time, close out things in ICE 2.0, and get everything, like all the budgets ready in BEETS for you to report on 11/16. Also, we've gotten some questions about the bulk upload templates. These will be changing for BEETS, so there will be new templates distributed. They will be on our site no later than 11/1, but also if your timelines are tighter than that, please feel free to reach out to your ears and we will get you what you need in a timely manner. As far as yeah.
Real quick, this is Melissa. I just wanted to speak to that for one moment. When we say new bulk upload templates, it is true that there are changes, and these will be discussed in the roundtables, for example. But if you currently have been using a UES template, the new one is going to look pretty familiar. There are a few new fields and a slight change to some of them, but I just want to reassure folks that it's not going to be such a shift in style or design that you're feeling uncomfortable with how it looks. It's going to look a whole lot like what you use currently.
Thanks, Melissa. That's a good clarification. Okay, as far as training ahead of Go Live, we will be doing 1 round of instructor-led training. We'll talk about what that will consist of, but more to come on that. Melissa, next slide, please. Okay, after Go Live. So after 11/16, I think you all know this, but at that point, all reporting will be done in BEETS after that point. IS 2.0 will no longer be accessible. Now, this doesn't mean you can't get reports on historical activity that will be offered, and we can access those through the ears in the systems team, but you will not be going in there to do any more reporting after 11/16. In-flight custom projects that cannot be invoiced in time for 11/3, it will be a facilitated process working with your ESIPs and customer service engineers to make sure that those get into the new BEETS system. So this will be proactive on our part, and we will help you through that process. Now, an important point right here, in that last bullet, when possible, we are requesting that customers hold reporting until next year. Now, this doesn't mean there are any restrictions on any of you and all of you reporting in BEETS this year. However, to ensure a smoother transition and just, we're all going through this together, BPA internal staff too, we're trying to temper the volume on day 1 as much as possible. So anything that isn't time sensitive and you can wait till next year, we do request that you do so. But like I said, it's not a requirement. It's just a bit of guidance that we're hoping to communicate out to you all. As far as transition support, now, why we're providing all of these different channels for giving you support, it is not expected that at the point you go through the virtual training that you will be able to submit applications alone. Now, BEETS is very intuitive in a lot of ways, but there is a learning curve. So we are accommodating for that by providing that really on-demand, one-on-one support and drop-in office hours. So, you should all plan to use those as a resource, and we will work as hard as we can to get you through the process quickly until you feel a higher level of comfort. Those trainings will happen through January, so you'll see them every few weeks, and these will be offered like you can attend the initial ones and then come back in a few months. They will be repeat, or you can decide, hey, I'm just going to attend it right before I report to have it fresh in my mind. We will also continue the office hours through January, and the ears are on hand and staffed up to help you through those early submittals until we get to a transition point that you all are independent and supported. Okay, next slide. Okay, just to dig a little bit deeper, so we're going to have these instructor-led virtual customer training sessions kick off first week in November. Myself, as well as some members of the BPA project team, will be running this. So it is people who are familiar with BPA, it's customers and processes. This isn't some vendor coming in and training on the system. This is very customized to BPA's needs. Now, these sessions are demo only, and I just want to set that expectation. We will do everything we can to make them as fun and interactive as possible, but they will be sort of a sit back and learn situation, and really providing you with foundational learning for us to sort of layer on that one-on-one support. There are 2 modules involved. The first one it's a long one. It's going to be 150 minutes. We will give time for breaks. And like I said, some interactive opportunities to keep you engaged in that. But that's going to be that really BEETS basics, like how do you work in the system, how do you navigate, and give you that foundational knowledge. The second one will be more focused. So looking at the invoicing part of the process and how it interacts with the dashboards, and also subsequent reporting on it. So that one's going to be a little bit shorter, and those parts of the process are actually quite a bit easier for people to learn. So we think that's going to be a lot smoother training and just very evident to people how to use that. Okay, next slide, please. All right, so I'm just throwing this up here. You don't need to interpret any of this at this point. We're going to be sending out invites in the announcements this week, and you will have access to multiple options. And we are strongly encouraging people to attend sessions as close to their first reporting cycle as possible. So, those who want to get right in the system, report right away, we are hoping that you can attend the ones in November, and that will be oriented towards your group of people. There are some people who want to report later in the year before the year ends. We will have ones in mid-November and mid-December to sort of get each of you caught up in, you will have time to report after those also. We do understand we're running into the holidays, but we want to give you as many options as possible. There are going to be also a group who says, hey, I'm not in a rush. I want to see how things settle out with the BEETS system. I'm going to hold till next year. So we will have some sessions in January set up for that group of people. Or, if there are some people who just want a refresher, they're welcome to join also. I do want to note that, as we stated in the previous slide, there are 2 modules to this. So we are recommending that all of you attend one of each, and no intention that you attend all of these sessions. Like one each should be sufficient for you to get that baseline knowledge on which we're going to layer on top sort of that one-on-one support.
Jen, this is Melissa again.
Yeah.
So a couple notes. One, these will be recorded, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At least a couple of them will be recorded, possibly all of them. So that's another option if folks cannot maybe attend at these specific time frames and still need it. It will also be there to refer to later. And the other thing that I would just mention is we are truly okay if you feel like that early 2023 seems right for you. And as energy efficiency reps, you may know your rep and work closely with them already in doing your reporting. These trainings will help get you a base set of knowledge, but then we are going to be there also to support you when you do that first UES upload, or you put in your first non-residential lighting calculator into the system. So, it definitely is key that we want you to know your reporting abilities are not going away. They're just shifting to BEETS, and we'll be here to guide you along.
Thanks, Melissa. Okay, next slide. Okay, so this is just a calendar view. Everything I had previously stated is in here. We're going to get this deck out to you all. But, just to give you a visualization of when things are happening, we do have some training sessions coming up in the next few weeks. That deadline is noted. We also will be at all of the roundtables and reporting out on sort of similar information. We might do a few more sort of explanations of things to come, but we really want to make sure that all of you are comfortable with the transition and know what's happening. So any of you attending roundtables in the weeks to come, we'll hear a little bit of repeat, but we think it's important that everybody understands, and sometimes you need a few times to digest it as well as answer questions. So, after go live, those office hours will really ramp up, and we'll be offering them 3 to 4 times a week. So you'll have plenty of opportunities to drop in and talk to our project team directly. Okay, so next steps. Melissa mentioned this, but if you haven't completed your user access forms, please return them to yours ASAP. If you haven't received anything, no, I think we've checked in with everyone that they've gone out to customers, but just give your ear a heads up. Repeat final reporting in IS 2.0 should happen no later than 11/3. I'll be sending out the instructor training invites via the announcements on Thursday, so please keep an eye out for those. And then, if you have any questions or support, you can reach out to your ears directly, or we have the BEETS at bpa.gov email address set up for you to have direct access to the project team. And also just a little bit of a plug, we are almost done setting up our website on bpa.gov, which will have training resources. That's where we will put the templates. FAQs are up there, so we should be sending out that direct link on Thursday also. So lots of information coming out in the announcements. Please pay attention or reach out to this email address, and we will get you an answer for anything you need. Okay, very much appreciate your time today. I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Yes, thank you.
Over the coming weeks and months. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.